Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Peter from Forex Funded coming at you with just a weekly gold analysis for this week of April 24th. As always, all of our links are in the description of this video. We hope to see you either as a family member or, in our free Telegram room, check the description for those links. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good weekend and hope you guys have a good week ahead. So we're just going to start over here on the weekly chart, right? So me, all I really would be putting here on this weekly is I would have a red line here from the prior weekly open price, right? The fam knows why I like to have these lines. It's just basically sell levels. It's further in depth if you're in the mentorship, but for those people who are watching on YouTube, that's what you're gonna get. That's why I put it there. There's more behind it than that, but since you're on YouTube, you're not even in the free Telegram room. You'll have to go there and maybe find out why. There's a few other things I had, like you guys know on my other chart, which just for the sake of things, right? Over here, you guys know like we have this weekly trend line, we have this weekly trend line, but this is the clean one so you guys can understand what I'm looking for this week and maybe you guys can get active on it. So with that being said, we don't need to add those trend lines. We don't really care, right? We know there's a gap down here that we're targeting longer term. But for the weekly point of view, that's the only thing I really want to add. Going down to daily, we have a couple things to note. One, I'm not the biggest order block trader. I know some of you are. There is a bearish order block right here. It should be red. I'm not keeping this in here. I'm just pointing it out for you, right? That's one thing you could take note of. Me, what I do is the way I like to look at order blocks. I'll just mark up the bottom of it. Well, let's do the bottom to the body. If it wants to let me, which it doesn't. And then we have a daily level here. And we have a daily level a little bit higher, a bit higher. Oh my gosh. No, I'm not the owner of Trading Tip. I'm Forex Funded. Come on now. Why did someone named Trading Tip post this video there? If they did, then you're not at the right place. You can see my name at the bottom, Forex Funded, right? I had to watermark it because there was people stealing my stuff. Rude. Yeah, so I would have those two daily levels, and then I'm gonna throw a trend line right there, daily trend line. If we take a look at things from a fib point of view, overall, if you guys watched the last video, if you guys have been following us on Telegram, you know that I'm focusing on taking sells down towards 38 and then 61 with that gap included, right? Just a little update of where we are. Last week we had a nice breakdown, right? It took a while, but we got it. We made killer profit on that. I'd say just over 1,000 pips on gold alone. And then we had some index trades in there for another 400 to 600 pips. So yeah, I'm still expecting that continuation down. We can see that if we use this high to this low, we came to 38. We had nice fun at 38. To this new low, we used more of 50%. So yeah, that's just something you could note. Some people will go and they'll put a little mark for 61. If you want, you can. If you don't have to, right? Me, I'm not too focused in that right now, as I don't think we're going to see that high. But yeah. So in terms of potential buy levels, sell TPs, right? This was one of our first ones right here that I just marked, which is what we came into last week. And at the same time, it was a weekly level too, right? That's how come we were selling down to 72 last week. The next one that we have is down here at 39.40. We have other stuff in the way. Obviously, we are going to expect that 55, that 1950 key level tap before a 39.40. So yeah, there's that. Going down to 4 hour, we can see a few things that we need to add. So quickly on that whole buy and sell lines that you obviously want more to back, etc. Right? When we were selling from up here on Thursday and Friday, we was targeting overall that same weekly level, which was 72, and then we had a fresh 4 hour level, which you came to and respected, right? And then you could have one moved over here. right, from what was created. Some people will argue that, oh, we already came for it. Me, I don't argue that because we didn't clear it. The way I trade it is you clear it. And if you have the candle close above it, you have more of a reason to buy, right? If you close below it, you have just nothing really, which is why I wasn't trying to buy on Friday. Another reason I wasn't trying to buy on Friday was it's Friday. We woke up in profit, right, from London sells. So why would you want to go and try and make more money if you already had a really good day? Something a lot of people don't know how to do. So yeah, that's where I would have a 4 hour level. I would have another one here since we're about to close. Um, you could have a 4 hour level here at the top. And you could have one here, right? You have a general trading area right there, which is the 2000 key level, which is what we're about to get to. So now taking a fib from this current high to this current low, we can see why we were selling earlier this morning, right? We sold, we got out 80 pip profit, left our runner with a break even stop loss, meaning if it wanted to continue down, we would still be getting paid. Just a quick question is, can y'all hear me? Because someone can't hear me. Okay, thank God. Got a little worried there. Yeah, that is just you, Melissa. So maybe restart your app. But yeah, that's why we were selling was 38 was one of my main confluences. We have some more things we'll get into at the end of this video. But yeah, we had our runner left, meaning if we would have continued down like we wanted, if we would have broken this 4 hour level, we would have just had that small runner and waited for continuation and possible, break, retest, resumption. Meaning if we would have continued down, we would have looked for a break, a retest, and a resumption. We didn't see that. So, it's fine. We got stopped out at break even and we had taken 75% of our profit. So that's not a bad day, right? The first thing that we can really notice on this 4 hour is we have, I believe it's 100 EMA. Let's find out. Yeah, 100 EMA. See, I'm getting to know them better based off their colors. Oh, well. So that could give us a little bit of resistance, right? And that's what I'm currently trying to watch for, right? We also have the bottom of that order block. Like I mentioned, I'm not the biggest order block trader. I'm not an ICT dude. I don't trade order blocks. I know what they are. I'm aware of them. I will add it to my confluence here and there, but I'm never going to say, okay, we touched this order block, everybody sell, right? Now I could say, all right, we're bouncing off the 100 EMA. We have 50% fib. We have order block. Do we have something else on smaller time frames? Do we have price action following through with seeing less and less bullish and you're starting to see a lower low trying to be made and then you get in? Do you see a lower low made? You look for that little retest and sell, right? That's how I would like to use it. I don't go off of order blocks in itself. Now, if we don't give a fuck about that EMA and we don't care about 50 fib, right? The first place I'm going to be looking for is 61%, right? Which what I see more often than not with 61 is you will break higher than 61 and then respect it longer term. What I mean is it wouldn't be unlikely for us to go and start grabbing off of either the weekly, the 4 hour, or the daily. Also, that 2000 key level start to stutter and then start to fall and then you have a little stutter left and right. And then you'd have more confluence, more confidence to get in on that sell, right? Not often do I see, oh, you tap 61 and you fall straight down. You know what I mean? I think we might have, no, that's 50. Is it? I don't know. Nah, I mean, somewhat like what you have at 50 right here, where you came to it, you broke higher and you fell, but still not really what I'm trying to show. This is all right. Yeah, so this is my first potential sell level, right? Is this area we're at right now. Basically, I'd want to see price start to give that bearish condition. And what I would prefer to do, that looks really ugly. What I would, yeah, let me make that better. What I would prefer to see, as I was saying, was you see that price starts to come down, it retests a bit, and on that retest is when I would prefer to sell, right? I don't want to sell early like this. Or if you get that and then you have another retest of, say, those wicks right there, which also doesn't look beautiful, not OCD, right? Those wicks to the left that you'd break back below, retest, and a sell would come from there, right? That's my first perspective area that I'm looking to sell, right? Let me just add that back in general. We'll say that, right? Take it down here. First area that I'm looking, probably won't get active on it today as it's 2 p.m. Eastern time. I don't like to take trades this late into the day. There's no reason to make your good day a bad day, even like a full-on break-even day. There's no reason for that, right? Now, the second area, as I mentioned, is that 6-1, right? The first confluence we have there is we have 6-1 at 96. The second confluence is we have a weekly sell level that we just defined at 1999 all the way up towards 2006, right? In terms of all the way down to 4-hour. And what is the third confluence that we're on is the 2000 key level, right? So the way I trade gold in key levels, you should know 2000, 1950, 1900, and I implement a $10 rule on it. So what I mean by that is if 2000 is your key level, you're going to do 5 above and 5 below, right? So this whole area would be, why does that not look like 2005? It is. Oh, well, that would be my key level that I would expect to see price, right? If we just don't care about the bottom end of the order block, we would come up into it, start to see weakness. And that's where I would look to get active on a sell to take us back to these prior lows and ideally lower, right? To what we was mentioning about that 1950 key level, right? Another way that you can think about it is, okay, where are we coming from? What happened this past couple weeks? All right. Well, starting here at the top, we can see we are at 2050 key level, right? The highs on that is 48, right? That average of those bodies, those two bodies, the highest body is 46. That other one's 45. So that's why you get the bottom end of that range. I gave you that $10 range, and you fell all the way down in essentially one move. Okay, so look, from the high to the low, you fell all the way back down from 2050 key level to where? To 2000 key level. 92 is the low, right? Now, after that, I guess I should use a measure. I should use an arrow, right? You retested a level, which I guess is the fib. You retested 38, quick pullback, quick sell to the downside, right? You pushed lower. You started to the market started to tell the story that, look, we don't want to be close to that 2000 key level, right? That doesn't mean, okay, we broke below it here on 4-hour, so sell it. Because truthfully, you didn't. If you look at the range I just defined, 95 to 2005, you didn't break below it, right? But that still should give you the picture in the market that you want lower. You want to target that weekly level that we had defined at 72, right? Which, look, I'll just go back and show you guys. That weekly level was right here. We cleared it now, so it's not here. I'll make it blue. I'll make it a little bit bigger so we can talk about it, right? That should give you the idea, the picture that you still want to target that, right? So we had a really nice sell from this level, and we had a really nice sell from this level, right? Both main targets were that 72 weekly level, right? Now, with that same thing you're thinking about, right? So you sold it once, you sold it twice. On the second sell, did you make a fresh high? You did. But I like to look at body highs, right? I like to look at where the price was closing and opening, right? So we'll use that area, which is right here. You didn't make a new body high there. So You're still bearish, right? That's how come I was still trying to sell when a lot of people were like, fuck, we rejected hard. We're going to go all the way back up. Not me. I don't change my picture of the market on a Thursday. I said, even if price wants to go higher, that's fine. I'll take my loss and I'll wait for a setup, right? I'm not going to say, oh my God, well, we're going up. Let me buy. That's not how you trade. So do that same thing this week, right? You fell from 2050. I'm circling back around. I know you fell from 2050 to 2000, right? Key level to key level. Now we firmly broke below the key level to a minor key level, right? For me, the minor key levels are like 2020, 2070, right? That general like $20 below the key level, right? Or above, right? 2020 would be, 20 above, 70 is 30, 75-ish. They're just numbers they're psychological numbers that if you trade gold for 6 years, like the market likes those, right? You find something to make that make sense in price action, meaning a weekly level, and you act accordingly, right? So we're failing. I'm still circling around. Don't give up. We're failing to break lower, right? We have our low, a higher low, and a higher low. So what that's telling me is, in order for us to break that minor psychological level of 70 to get to 50, we probably have to retest what? Someone should have said in their head or out loud, oh, the 2000 key level, which is where we seem to be going, right? You guys understand that a little bit now? I hope so, because it should start to make sense for you. You could go back on a 4 hour and look at all the times you use those key levels and look at all the times when you're like, oh my gosh, like that really is a key level. Like wherever we go, like right here, 1800 key level, 1806. What's that low? 1805, right? You push up to 50, you push back down. Like, here's probably one too, 1952. What's this? 1904. Like the more you trade gold, the more you're like, oh my God, like that really does make sense. He's on to something there. I am. That's how I trade gold. I'm a profitable trader. And I'm trying to pass that profitability, that knowledge onto you guys, right? So obviously this trend line looks a little funky here because it's a daily trend line, meaning I don't really care if we break above it, right? The thing that really would matter to me is a daily close above it, right? If you want it to look fucking pretty on this chart, you would have it from here to here. And then you can see they're damn near fucking parallel because they're supposed to be, because think about it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's the same price that's in the same day. You know what I mean? Which also paints the idea that if you wanted to use the bottom of that order block, you could use a trend line as that third, fourth confirmation, whatever number we're on. Now, one thing I do want to look at, since I was on the topic of order block, is I like the bottom and I like the top, right? So there's how you can get either a fourth or a fifth confirmation for that key level. I don't remember what we were on. I don't remember what number we were on. All I know is it's strong confidence for me, right? We'll go down to like a 1 hour so you can see it. Oh man, I'm making a different color because now even I'm confused. Make it gray. That's the top of the order block, right? If I'm looking at order blocks, I like to look at the bottoms, the edges, right? That's just me personally. So back on that 1 hour, that's where it is. That's what we just defined. Not even talking about where the top of the order block is. And we just know like, oh, wow, it matches up. Wow, he's smart. Yes, right? So I know a little hectic. I know I bounced around a lot, but hopefully you were able to understand what I'm saying. And for all of you watching after the fact on YouTube, you can slow it down. They have a playback speed. You can make it half of how fast I talk. You can rewind it, right? You always have this information here, right? Obviously, if you're in our free Telegram, if you're in our paid mentorship, you're watching this live, right? You're still going to be able to go back and watch that. So that's what I am expecting on gold, right? As I mentioned, to reiterate really quick, I'm going to be watching to see what price action does from this level we're at right now. If we get, bearish conditions, I'm going to look to see if I can catch a sell, right? I'm not in a rush because at the end, it's the end of the day, it's 2:05. I'm not a big fan of Asian session. If I'm trading before, not New York, I'm trading like right before London, right? I'm a fan of New York session. I live in America. I don't like to stay up till 3 a.m. just to maybe enter a trade. You know what I mean? So that's first thing I'm possibly looking for. I'm going to make that line red to differentiate, right? Second thing is we show no remorse. And then we do, I'll just change it. And then we do this. And honestly, if the more I think about it, the more I can say you can probably just get rid of these other lines. Oh, fuck. So hopefully that paints a picture for you guys about what we're looking for, what we'd like. I hope it was informative to you. If it wasn't, please, if you're in the chat right now, drop a comment. Tell me what is confusing. If you're watching on YouTube, please drop a comment. Tell me how I can better explain this to you. And if I can, I will. If I can't, I don't know what to tell you. But as always, thank you guys for watching this video. We hope to see you in either the free Telegram, our Instagram, or even our mentorship, and help you take your profits and knowledge to the level that you want it to be. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.